The founder of Sikh religion, Guru Nanak, was one of the greatest religious innovators of all time. Nanak was an original spiritual thinker and he expressed his thoughts in extraordinary poetry that forms the basis of Sikh scripture. Little is known about the life of Nanak, but Sikh tradition has a much loved set of stories or Janam Sakhis which relate various incidents from his life and include many of his important teachings. Sikh traditions teach that his birth and early years were marked with many events that demonstrated that God had marked him out for something special and was keeping an eye on him. Guru Nanak continued to demonstrate a radical spiritual streak, arguing with local holy men and sages, both Hindu and Muslim, that external things like pilgrimages, penances, and poverty were of far less spiritual importance than internal changes to the individual soul. The most famous teachings attributed to Guru Nanak are that there is only one God and that all human beings can have direct access to God with no need of rituals or priests. He became friends with a Muslim minstrel named Mardana, with whom he used to pray and meditate. One morning he went to bath in the Kali Bain or Black River with Mardana. He walked into the river and disappeared beneath the river. There was no sign of him and everyone believed that he had drowned in the river. After 3 days, Guru Nanak appeared at the same spot from where he had disappeared. He miraculously appeared out of the river and told everyone that he had been taken to God's court. He was no longer the same person he had been. There was a divine light in his eyes, and his face was resplendent. He remained in a trance and said nothing. He gave up his job and distributed all of his belongings to the poor. From this point onwards, people started calling him Guru Nanak. Guru Nanak described his mystical encounter with God in one of his hymns. He was taken to the court of the god and given a cup of divine nectar called Amrit. Amrit means immortal nectar, and taking Amrit is a term used for initiation into the Khalsa, the order of fully committed Sikhs. Guru Nanak preached his message in the form of beautiful hymns called Shabads. His songs in praise of the formless and transcendent God are a cherished part of the Sikh scripture, which is the Adi Granth. The next stage of his life began with extensive travels to convey the message of God. Accompanied by his Muslim rabab player Mardana for company, Guru Nanak undertook long journeys to convey his message to the people in the form of musical hymns. Wherever he went, he set up local cells called manjis, where his followers could gather to recite hymns and meditate. Guru Nanak institutionalized the common kitchen called langar in Sikhism. Here all can sit together and share a common meal, whether they were kings or beggars. He called his God the Truth or Satnam. Sikhs were known for standing for true justice. Sikhs call their tradition the Sikh Panth, meaning the community of the disciples of the Guru. His message carried strength in its simplicity, and everyone could understand the concept that one God created us all and that there were different paths to him. He returned home after his long travels and settled in Kartarpur, where he continued his ministry till the very end. There he continued preaching. Disciples gathered around him in a community of work and worship. He devoted the last 20 years of his life to the shaping of the first Sikh community. Before he died, Guru Nanak appointed one of his faithful followers as successor in the care and leadership of the community. He named him Guru Angad, the limb of Guru Nanak.